Chapter 29, Abilene. The heat done seeped into everything. For a week now, it's been 100 degrees and 99% humidity. Get any wetter, we'd be swimming. Can't get my sheets to dry on the line. My front door won't close, it done swole up so much. Sure enough, couldn't get a meringue to whip. Even my church wake's starting to frizz. This morning, I can't even get my stockings on. My legs is too swollen. I figure I'd just do it when I get to Miss Leafolt's in the air condition. It must be record heat, 'cause I've been tending to white folks for 41 years, and this is the first time in history I ever went to work without no stockings on. But Miss Leafolt's house be hotter than my own. Abilene, go on and get the tea brewed and the salad plates. Wipe them down now. She ain't even come into the kitchen today. She's in the living room, and she done pulled up a chair next to the wall vent, so what's left of the air condition blowing up her slip. That's all she got on, her full slip and her earrings. I waited on ladies who walked right out of the bedroom wearing nothing but their personality, but Miss Leafold don't do like that. Every once in a while, that air conditioning motor go hee-yoo, like it's just giving up. But Miss Leafold calls the repairman twice now, and he says he's coming, but I bet he ain't. It's too hot. And don't forget that silver thingamajig, the Cornichon server. It's in the... But she give up before she finish, like it's too hot to even tell me what to do. And you know that be hot. Seems like everybody in town got the heat crazies. You go out on the street and feel real still, eerie, like right before a tornado hit. Or maybe it's just me, jittery 'cause of the book. It's coming out on Friday. You think we ought to cancel Bridge Club? I ask her from the kitchen. Bridge Club changed to Mondays now, and the lady's going to be here in 20 minutes. No, everything's already done, she says, but I know she ain't thinking straight. I try to get the whipped cream again, and then I'll go in the garage and I'll get my stockings on. Oh, don't worry about it, Abilene. It's too hot for stockings. Miss Leafold finally get up from the wall vent, drag herself on into the kitchen, flapping a Chow Chow Chinese restaurant fan. Oh God, it must be 15 degrees hotter in the kitchen than it is in the dining room. The oven will be off in a minute. The kids have gone back out to play. Miss Leafold look out the window at the kids playing in the sprinkler. May Mobley down to just her underpants. Ross, I call him Lil Man, he in his diaper. He ain't even a year old yet, and already he walking like a big boy. He never even crawled. I don't see how they can stand it out there, Miss Leafold say. May Mobley love playing with her little brother, looking after him like she is mama. But May Mobley don't get to stay home with me all day anymore. My baby girl got to go to Broadmoor Baptist Preschool every morning. Today be Labor Day, though, a holiday for the rest of the world, so no class today. And I'm glad, too. I don't know how many days I got left with her. Look at them out there, Miss Leafold say, and I come over to the window where she's standin'. The sprinkler be bloomin' up into the treetops, making them rainbows. May Mobley got Lil Man by the hands, and they standing under the sprinkles, with their eyes closed like they bein' baptized. They really are something special, she says, sighing, like she's just now figuring this out. They sure is, I say, and I spec we about shared us a moment, me and Miss Leafold, looking out the windows at the kids we both love. It makes me wonder if things done changed just a little. It is 1964 after all. Downtown they're letting black people sit at the Woolworth counter. I get a real heartsick feeling then, wondering if I've gone too far. Because after the book comes out, if folks find out it was us, I probably never get to see the kids again. What if I don't even get to tell May Mobley goodbye, and that she a fine girl one last time? And Lil Man, who gonna tell him the story of the green Martian Luther King? I already been through this with myself 20 times over, but today it's just starting to feel so real. I touch the window pane like I be touching them. If she find out, oh, I'm gonna miss these kids. I look over and see Miss Leafold's eyes done wander down to my bare legs. I think she curious, you know. I bet she ain't never seen bare black legs up close before. But then I see she frowning. She look up at May Mobley and give her that same hateful frown. Baby girl done smeared mud and grass all over her front. Now she decorating her brother with it like he a pig in a sty. And I see that old disgust Miss Leafold got for her own daughter. Not for Lil Man, just for May Mobley. Saved up real special for her. She's ruining the yard, Miss Leafold say. I'll go get him. I'll take care. And I can't have you serving us like that with your legs showing. I told you I'd... Haley's going to be here in 5 minutes and she's messed up everything, she screeches. I guess May Mobley heard her through the window because she looks over at us, frozen. Smile fades. After a second, she starts wiping the mud off her face real slow. I put an apron on because I got to go hose them kids off. Then I'm going to go in the garage and get my stockings on. Book coming out in 4 days. Ain't a minute too soon. We've been living in anticipation. Me, Minnie, Miss Skeeter, all the maids with stories in the book. Feel like we've been waiting for some invisible pot of water to boil for the past 7 months. After about a third month of waiting, we just stopped talking about it. It got us too excited. But for the past 2 weeks, I've had a secret joy and a secret dread, both rattling inside of me, that make me waxing floors go even slower, and washing underwears an uphill race. Ironing pleats turns into an eternity, but what can you do? We're all pretty sure nothing's going to be said about it right at first. Just like Miss Stein told Miss Skeeter, this book ain't going to be no bestseller, and to keep our expectations low. Miss Skeeter says maybe don't expect nothing at all, that most Southern people's is repressed. If they feel something, they might not say a word. Just hold their breath and wait for it to pass like gas. Minnie say, I hope she hold her breath till she explode all over Hines County. She means Miss Hilly. I wish Minnie was wishing for change in the direction of kindness. But Minnie is Minnie all the time. You want you a snack, baby girl? I ask when she gets home from school on Thursday. Oh, she is a big girl, already 4 years old. She tall for her age. Most folks think she 5 or 6. Skinny as her mama is, May Mobley's still chubby. And her hair ain't looking too good. She decided to give herself a haircut with the construction paper scissors, and you know how that turned out. Miss Leafold had to take her down to the grown-up beauty parlor, but they couldn't do a whole lot with it. It'd still be short on one side, with almost nothing in the front. I fixed her a little something low-calorie to eat, because that's all Miss Leafold let me give her. Crackers and tuna fish, or jello with no whipped cream. What you learned today? I ask, even though she ain't in real school, just the pretend kind. The other day when I asked her, she say, Pilgrims. They came over and nothing would grow, so they ate the Indians. Now I knew them Pilgrims didn't eat no Indians, but that ain't the point. Point is, we gotta watch what we get up in these kids' heads. Every week, she still get her Abilene lesson, her little secret story. When little man get big enough to listen, I'm gonna tell him too. I mean, if I still got a job here. But I don't think it's gonna be the same with little man. He love me, but he wild like an animal. Come and hug on my knees so hard, and then off he shoots to look after something else. But even if I don't get to do this for him, I don't feel too bad. What I know is, I got it started, and that baby boy, even though he can't talk a word yet, he listened to everything May Mobley says. Today, when I ask her what she learned, May Mobley just say, Nothing, and stick her lip out. How you like your teacher? I ask her. She's pretty, she say. Good, I say. You pretty too. How come you're black, Abilene? Now I've gotten this question a few times from my other white kids. I just used to laugh, but I want to get this right with her. 'Cause God made me black, I say, and there ain't another reason in the world. Miss Taylor says that the kids that are black can't go to school because they're not smart enough. I come around the counter then, lift her chin up and smooth back her funny-looking hair. You think I'm dumb? No, she whispers hard, like she means it so much. She looks sorry she even said it. What'd that tell you about Miss Taylor then? She blinks like she listening good. Means Miss Taylor ain't right all the time, I say. She hugs me around my neck and says, You're righter than Miss Taylor. I tear up then. My cup is spilling over. Those is new words to me. At 4 o'clock that afternoon, I walk as fast as I can from the bus stop to the Church of the Lamb. I wait inside, watch out the window. After 10 minutes of trying to breathe and drumming my fingers on the sill, I see the car pull up. White lady gets out and I squint my eyes. This lady looks like one of them hippies I seen on Miss Leafold's TV. She got on a short white dress and sandals. Her hair's long without no spray on it. The weight of it's worked out the curl and the frizz. I laugh into my hand, wishing I could run out there and give her a hug. I ain't been able to see Miss Skeeter in person in 6 months, since we finished Miss Stein's edits and turned in the final copy. Miss Skeeter pulled a big brown box out of the back seat, then carries it up to the church door like she's dropping off old clothes. She stop a second and look at the door, but then she get in her car and drive away. I'm sad she had to do it this way, but we don't want to blow it before it even starts. As soon as she's gone, I run out and tote the box inside and grab out a copy, and I just stare. I don't even try not to cry. It'd be the prettiest book I've ever seen. The cover is pale blue, color of the sky, and a big white bird, a peace dove, spreads its wings from end to end. The title, Help, is written across the front in black letters in a bold fashion. The only thing that bothers me is the who it be by part. It say by anonymous. I wish Mosquito could have put her name on it, but it was just too much of a risk. Tomorrow I'm going to take the early copies to all the women whose stories we put in. Mosquito's going to carry a copy up to the state pen to Yo May. In a way, she's the reason the other maids even agreed to help. But I hear Yo May probably won't get the box. Them prisoners don't get but 1 out of 10 things sent to 'em, 'cause the lady guards take it for themselves. Mosquito says she's going to deliver copies 10 more times, just to make sure. I carry that big box home and take out one copy and put the box under my bed. Then I run over to Minnie's house. Minnie's 6 months pregnant, but you can't even tell yet. When I get there, she's sitting at the kitchen table drinking a glass of milk. Leroy's asleep in the back, and Benny and Sugar and Kindra is shelling peanuts in the backyard. The kitchen's quiet. I smile, hand Minnie her copy. She eyes it. I guess the dove bird looks okay. Mosquito says the peace dove be the sign for better times to come. Says folks is wearing 'em on they clothes out in California. I don't care about no people in California, Minnie says, staring at the cover. All I care about is whether the wet folks in Jackson, Mississippi, gonna say about it. Copies gonna show up in bookstores and libraries tomorrow. 2,500 in Mississippi, the other half all over the United States. That's a lot more than what Miss Stein told us before, but since the Freedom Ride started and the civil rights workers disappeared in that station wagon here in Mississippi, she says folks is paying more attention to our state. How many copies go into the White Jackson Library? Minnie asks. 0? I shake my head with a smile. 3 copies. Mosquito told me on the phone this morning. Even Minnie looks stunned. Just 2 months ago, the White Library started letting black people in. I've been in twice myself. Minnie opens the book and she starts reading it right there. Kids come in and she tells them what to do and how to do it without even looking up. Her eyes don't even stop moving across the page. I already done read it many a times, working on it over the past year, but Minnie always said she didn't want to read it till it come out in a hardboard. Says that she don't want to spoil it. I sit there with Minnie a while. From time to time she grin, a few times she laugh, and more than once she growl. I don't ask what for. I leave her to it and head home. After I write all my prayers, I go to bed with that book sitting on the pillow right next to me. The next day at work, all I can think about is how the stores is putting my book on the shelves. I mop, I iron, I change diapers, but I don't hear a word about it in Miss Leafold's house. It's like I even written a book. I don't know what I expected, some kind of stirring, but it's just a regular old hot Friday with flies buzzing on the screen. That night, 6 maids in the book call my house asking, has anybody said anything? We linger on the line like the answer's going to change if we breathe into the phone long enough. Mosquito called last. I went by the bookworm this afternoon, stood around a while, but nobody even picked it up. Eula says she went by the black bookstore, same thing. All right, she sighs. But all that weekend and then into the next week, we don't hear nothing. The same old books sit on Miss Leafold's nightstand. Frances Benton's Etiquette, Peyton Place, that old dusty Bible she keeps by bed for show. But law, if I don't keep glancing at that stack like a stain. By Wednesday, there still ain't even a ripple in the water. Not one person's bought a copy in the white bookstore. The Fair Street store say that they done sold about a dozen, which is good. Might have just been the other maids, though, buying for their friends. On Thursday, day 7, before I even left for work, my phone rings. I've got news, Miss Skeeter whispers. I reckon she must be locked up in the pantry again. What happened? Mrs. Stein called and said we're going to be on the Dennis James show. People Will Talk? The TV show? Our book made the book review. She said it'll be on Channel 3 next Thursday at 1 o'clock. La, we gonna be on WLBT TV. It's a local Jackson show, and it come on in color right after the 12 o'clock news. You think the review gonna be good or bad? I don't know. I don't even know if Dennis reads the books or just says what they tell him to. I feel excited and scared at the same time. Something's got to happen after that. Mrs. Stein said somebody must have felt sorry for us in the Harper and Row publicity department and made some calls. She said we're the first book she's handled with a publicity budget of 0. We laugh and we both sound nervous. I hope you get to watch it at Elizabeth's. If you can't, I'll call you and tell you everything they said. On Friday night, a week after the book come out, I get ready to go to church. Deacon Thomas called me this morning and asked would I come to a special meeting they having. But when I ask what about, he get all in a hurry and say he gotta go. Minnie says she's got the same thing. So I iron up a nice linen dress of Miss Greenlee's and I head to Minnie's house. We're gonna walk there together. As usual, Minnie's house be like a chicken coop on fire. Minnie be hollering, things be flinging around, all the kids squawking. I see the first hint of Minnie's belly under her dress, and I'm grateful she finally showing. Leroy, he don't hit Minnie when she pregnant. And Minnie know this, so I expect there's gonna be a lot more babies after this one. Kendra, get your butt off that floor, Minnie hollers. Them beans better be hot when your daddy wakes up. Kendra, she's 7 now. She sass walk her way to the stove with her bottom sticking out and her nose up in the air. Pans go banging all over the place. Why I gotta do dinner? It's Sugar's turn. 'Cause Sugar's at Miss Celia's and you want to see the 3rd grade. Benny come in and squeeze me around the middle. He grin and show me the tooth he got missing, then runs off. Kendra, turn the flame down before you burn the house down. We better go, Minnie, I say, 'cause this could go on all night. We're gonna be late. Minnie look at her watch, shake her head. Why Sugar ain't home yet? Miss Celia ain't never kept her this late. Last week, Minnie started bringing Sugar to work. She getting her trained for when Minnie have her baby, and Sugar gonna have to fill in for her. Tonight, Miss Celia asked Sugar to work late and say she'll drive her home. Kendra, I don't want to see so much as a bean setting in that sink when I get back. Clean up good now. Minnie gives her a hug. Benny, go tell Daddy he better get his fool self out of bed. Mama, why I? Go on, be brave. Just don't stand too close when he come to. We make it out the door and down the street before we hear Leroy hollering at Benny for waking him up. I walk faster so she don't go back and give Leroy what he good for. Glad we going to church tonight, Minnie sigh. We around Ferris Street and start up the steps. Give me an hour not thinking about it all. As soon as we step in the church foyer, one of the Brown brothers slipped behind us and he locked the door. I'm about to ask why. Would have got scared if I'd had the time, but then 30-odd peoples in the room start clapping. Minnie and me start clapping with them. Figure somebody got into college or something. Who we clapping for? I ask Rachel Johnson. She's the Reverend's wife. She laugh and it gets real quiet. Rachel leans in to me. Honey, we clapping for you. Then she reached down and pulled a copy of the book out of her purse. I look around and now everybody got a copy in their hands. All the important officers and church deacons are there. Reverend Johnson comes up to me then. Abeline, this is an important time for you and for our church. You must have cleaned out the bookstore, I say, and the crowd laugh real polite like. We want you to know, for your safety, this will be the only time the church recognizes you for your achievement. I know a lot of folks helped you with this book, but I heard it couldn't have been done without you. I look over and Minnie's smiling, and I know she's in on it too. A quiet message has been sent through the congregation and all of the community that if anyone knows who's in the book or who wrote it, it's not to be discussed, except for tonight. I'm sorry, he smiles and shakes his head, but we just couldn't let this go by without some kind of celebration. He hands me the book. We know you couldn't put your name in it, so we all signed our own for you. I open up the front cover, and there they is. Not 30 or 40 names, but hundreds, maybe 500. In the front pages, the back pages, along the rim of the inside pages. All the people in my church, and folks from other churches too. Oh, I just break down then. It's like 2 years of doing and trying and hoping all come out at once. Then everybody gets in a line and they come by to hug me. Tell me I'm brave. I tell them there are so many others that are brave too. I hate to hog all the attention, but I'm so grateful they don't mention no other names. I don't want them in trouble. I don't think they even know Minnie's in there. There may be some hard times ahead, Reverend Johnson says to me. If it comes to that, the church will help you in every way. I cry and cry right there in front of everybody. I look over at Minnie and she laughing. Funny how people show things in different ways. I wonder what Miss Skeeter would do if she was here, and it kind of makes me sad. I know ain't nobody in town gonna sign a book for her and tell her that she brave. Ain't nobody gonna tell her they look after her. Then the Reverend hands me a box wrapped in white paper, tied with light blue ribbon, the same colors as the book. He lays his hand on it as a blessing. This is for the white lady. You tell her we love her like she's our own family. On Thursday, I wake up with the sun and I go to work early. Today's a big day. I get in my kitchen work and get it done fast. At 1 o'clock, it comes, and I make sure I get my ironing all set up in front of Miss Leafold's TV, tuned to Channel 3. Lil Man's taking his nap, and May Mobley's at school. I try and iron some pleats, but my hands is shaking and they come out all crooked. I spray it wet and start all over, fussing and frowning. Finally, the time comes. In the box pops Dennis James. He starts telling us what we're going to discuss today. His black hair is sprayed down so heavy it don't even move. He is the fastest talking Southern man I've ever heard. Makes me feel like I'm on a roller coaster the way he makes his voice go. I'm so nervous I feel like I'm going to throw up right here on Mr. Raleigh Leafold's church suit. And we'll end the show with the book review. After the commercial, he do something on Elvis Presley's Jungle Room. Then he do a piece on the new Interstate 55 they're going to build, going through Jackson all the way to New Orleans. Then at 1:22 p.m., a woman comes sit next to him by the name of Jolene French. She says she's a local book reviewer. That very second, Miss Leafold walks in the house. She's all dressed up in her league outfit and her noisy high heels, and she heads straight for the living room. I am so glad that heat wave is over. I could jump for joy, she says. Mr. Dennis chatting about some book called Little Big Man. I try to agree with her, but I feel real stiff in the face all of a sudden. I'll just turn this thing off. No, keep it on, says Miss Leafold. That's Jolene French on the television set. I better call Hilly and tell her. She clombs to the kitchen and gets on the phone with Miss Hilly's third maid in a month. Ernestine ain't got but one arm. Miss Hilly's picking's getting slim. Ernestine, this is Miss Elizabeth. Oh, she's not? Well, tell her the minute she walks in that our sorority sister's on the television set. That's right. Thank you. Miss Leafold rushes back to the living room and sits on the sofa, but it's got a commercial on. I get to breathing hard. What is she doing? We ain't never watched the TV together before, and here of all days she in front and center like she's watching herself on the screen. All of a sudden the Dial soap commercial's over, and there be Mr. Dennis with my book in his hand. White bird looking bigger than life. He holding it up and poking his finger at the word anonymous. For 2 seconds I'm more proud than I'm scared. I want to yell, that's my book on TV. But I gotta keep still, like I'm watching something humdrum. I can't barely breathe. It's called Help, with testimonies from some of Mississippi's very own housekeepers. Oh, I wish Hilly was home. Who can I call? Look at those cute shoes she's got on. I bet she got those at the Papagallo shop. Please shut up. I reach down and turn it up a little. But then I wish I hadn't. What if they talk about her? Would Miss Leafold even recognize her own life? I read it last night, and now my wife is reading it. Mr. Dennis is talking like an auction man, laughing, eyebrows going up and down, pointing at our book. And it is truly touching, enlightening, I'd say. And they use the made-up town of Niceville, Mississippi, but who knows? He halfway covers his mouth and whispers real loud, it could be Jackson. Say what? Now, I'm not saying it is. It could be anywhere. But just in case, you need to go get this book and make sure you aren't in it. Ha ha ha. I freeze and feel a tingle on my neck. There's nothing in there that says Jackson. Tell me again, it could be anywhere, Mr. Dennis. I see Miss Leafold smiling at her friend on TV, like the fool can see her. Mr. Dennis be laughing and talking, but that sorority sister, Miss Jolene, she got on a face as red as a stop sign. It's a disgrace to the South, a disgrace to the good Southern women who spent their lives taking care of their help. I know I personally treat my help like family, and every one of my friends does the same. Why is she frowning like that on TV? Miss Leafold whines at the box. Jolene! She leans forward and taps her finger on Miss Jolene's forehead. Don't frown. You don't look cute that way. Jolene, did you read the ending about the pie? If my maid Bessie May is out there listening, Bessie May, I have a new respect for what you do every day, and I'll pass on the chocolate pie from now on. Ha ha ha. But Miss Jolene's holding up the book like she wants to burn it. Do not buy this book. Ladies of Jackson, do not support this slander with your husband's hard earned. Huh? Miss Leafold asks Mr. Dennis, and then poof, we're on to a Tide commercial. What were they talking about? Miss Leafold asks me. I don't answer. My heart is pounding. My friend Jolene had a book in her hand. Yes, ma'am. What was it called? Help or something like that? I press the iron point down to the collar of Mr. Rowley's shirt. I gotta call Minnie, Miss Skeeter, find out if they heard this. But Miss Leafold's standing there waiting for my answer, and I know she ain't gonna let up. She never do. Did I hear them say it was about Jackson? She says. I keep right on staring at my iron. I think they said Jackson, but why don't they want us to buy it? My hands is shaking. How could this be happening? I keep ironing, trying to make what's beyond wrinkled smooth. A second later, the Tide commercial's over, and there is Dennis James again, holding up the book, and Miss Jolene still all red in the face. That's all for today, he says, but y'all be sure and pick up a copy of Lil Big Man and Help from our sponsor, the State Street Bookstore, and see for yourself, is it or is it not about Jackson? And then the music comes on and he hollers, Good day, Mississippi. Miss Leafold looks at me and says, You see that? I told you they said it was about Jackson. And 5 minutes later, she's off to the bookstore to buy herself a copy of what I done wrote about her.